Console installation instructions for the 16 and 17 foot classic Boston Whaler. Instructions can be found at the Specialty Marine website. You will receive your console in a large crate. I removed the top, lifted the sides off, and flipped the crate over. On the bottom, there are screws that hold the crate to the console. I used vice grips to remove these screws, but I think the smarter thing to have done would have been to simply unscrew the crate from the board that attaches it to the console. That's this board right here. You can get to it once the sides of the crate have been removed. The windshield is packed inside the upper portion of the console. Here are all the pieces. It's a very straightforward assembly because the complicated woodwork has already been done. Here's a closer look at the screws, windshield acrylic, and gasket. First, locate the 3 panels that comprise the base. This is the footrest. The lower aft section of each side panel will have one of these blocks which hold the footrest. Attach one side panel and then place the 3 panels together upside down on a flat surface. And screw them together with the 1¼ inch number 8 screws. This is what the bottom front corner should look like. And this is what the lower section looks like when it is upright. Now for the top part of the console. There are only 2 parts to the top section, the upper portion of the console itself and the console shelf. Screw the console shelf to the console using the same 1¼ inch number 8 screws. The Specialty Marine website may still contain instructions for attaching the top panel and the dash, but you can ignore these instructions because they've already assembled them at their location, so it's all nicely put together. The instructions also describe the attachment of 3 lengths of 1/4 round trim, but they're also already attached now. After you have used the lower section to align the blocks which attach the console to the deck, you can turn the sections upside down and attach them using the 1¼ inch number 8 screws. This is what it looks like when it's right side up put together. Now attach the acrylic to the windshield. Remove the paper on the inward facing side of the acrylic. Apply 3M 5200 to 1/8 of the inner surface perimeter and press into place. Let that cure and then do the same thing to the sides. Now to attach the windshield to the top surface of the console. There are 8 pre-drilled holes in the top of the console. The windshield sits on top of the holes and the screws are screwed in from below. To establish the placement of the edge of the windshield, measure 3/8 of an inch from any hole and mark lightly with a pencil. Do this in 3 locations and you should have it properly centered. Use 2 1/4" number 8 screws to temporarily hold the windshield into place. Drill pilot holes with a 1/16 inch drill bit. Angle it a little to the angle of the windshield if you can, and do not penetrate more than 3/8 of an inch into the windshield wood. Now screw in the 1 1/4" number 8s into the remaining holes. Remove the first 2 screws, drill pilot holes, and screw those in too. Once the windshield has been varnished, you can install the rubber gasket. Remove the protective paper before you do this, and you might need soapy water as a lubricant to get the gasket into place. To attach the 2 blocks or cleats which will be used to attach the console to the deck, position the console, detach the cleats from the lower section, tack them into place, then remove the console. You will probably want to do this before you attach the lower console section to the upper section, because together they're pretty heavy. The cleats should be bonded to the deck with 3M 5200 and add a bead around the perimeter. Let it cure overnight and then screw the cleats to the deck with 2-inch number 14 screws and washers. The website shows you where the console should be placed and also gives you instructions for installing the front seat if you happen to buy that. Finally, screw the console back to the cleats using the screws that you had previously removed, and you're done.